Hey, welcome back to Perkins Garage. Tonight, been working on the little small block Chevy, in 350. Right now it is mid-October, and it's starting to cool off. So getting prepared to put Hanky Panky away for the winter, the motorcycle, little pork chop away for the winter, and then getting on this tired old 350, slapping it together and seeing if it runs for Fred. Tonight, my son and I pulled one head off, cleaned it up, and slapped it back on with a gasket, and got head bolts for it, new head bolts. Those are put in. Now I got to torque it down. Also put the oil pan on. Got that all sealed up. And continuing work on that. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Here's me putting the oil pan on a couple weeks ago when I got it. Got some parts from Murderado. Let's see what we got. Guess I shouldn't have cut that. Oh well. But Engine Tech, the engine builder's source. Package for professional installation. Fragile. Yeah, it's upside down. Handled with care. Oh. So why do those cam lobes look rough? Anyway, bump stick. Huh. The cam lobes almost look rough, but they're actually smooth. It's kind of weird. Guess then when they run weird, or don't run correctly on the lifters don't run correctly on there, you can tell that they're all screwed up. Back in there for now. You know, you need to use brake and engine oil for it. Get some of that. This should be my lifters. Yep. Lifters. Nothing special about what I went with. I went with a cheap, heavy-duty camshaft. I don't know if it's an RV cam, whatever. Don't really care. I just basically tried to get the cheapest one that will work for the small block 350. Because I need to get that going. Let's see what's in here. This should be my timing set. Stickers? Oh, magnets. Casey's bag. 2 because they messed one up. What we got? Ram Charger, first gen Dodge. They sent me a messed up one too. That's nice. Heavy duty speed set. Heavy duty double roller speed set. Works with a V8 without factory roller cam. Small block. Is that? Yeah, that should work. It's got multiple timing marks. So there's multiple ways to do this one. I just have to figure it out as I go. If I'll do it wrong, I have to redo it. So that is for Fred's small block 350. Then I get this stuff in and get it sealed up. So stay tuned for that. All right, back with some more parts here. Obviously you can see it looks like I have the motor put together kind of, but I'm missing a key component. It's actually not put together. It's just kind of mocked up. We just put the camshaft in. I think I might have showed that a little bit ago. Anyway, it's been a couple days. I just kind of want to throw things on it and try to keep the stink bugs out of it, stuff, you know what I mean. Yeah. So I need to get head bolts for it because I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm just not going to use the ones we had on it before, just because they're probably stretched. I'll throw a little change at it and get some ARP head bolts. I'm not going to stud it because it's just a 350. I am going to run the heads that came with it. I think they're like 882 heads or 883 or something like that. They should be fine. I got to clean up the mating surfaces and everything. Still, I did for the most part. I just sanded them off a little bit so there's not any rust sitting and mating with the other surfaces. No gaskets are in yet. But this is something I needed. The other oil pan will just be like a mock-up oil pan now for other stuff. So, cat's out of the bag. I hate these freaking baggies. They're packing peanuts. What? Oh, look, it's a box in a box. You can see this came from Rock Auto. I'm sure there's a magnet in here somewhere. I'm going to scratch the paint. Baggy. Look at that. There you go. Nice black oil pan. Probably, I don't know. I think on my big block I might have scuffed up this surface a little bit, or we'll just leave it that way. I don't know. I don't really trust, because I mean it's a sealing surface and you got paint. Usually I like to go metal to gasket. It makes more sense to me. So we might scuff this paint off of here just to make a better seal. Because, I mean, that paint can corrode. There can get corrosion in between the paint and the metal. Unless it's a good powder coating, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just send it the way it is. So we got oil pan because, yeah, the other one was shot basically. And work on getting this thing put on tonight. And probably a timing cover. Get those all bolted down. And then the next thing is going to be head studs. Get the heads bolted down. Do all the gaskets for that. I got this gasket kit, but they sent me cork gaskets for the valve covers. I'm not running cork gaskets. I freaking hate them. This is my oil pan gasket. I like this style. I think they're Felpro or something like that. I don't remember. But this is basically it. It's metal inside this rubber, and they're reusable. So that's what we're doing. Something like that. Here you go. I do have a timing cover gasket that I can throw in there. That came in the kit. But I can't stand cork gaskets. They leak. If you don't screw them down in the correct way, they leak. So that's what we're doing. Just a little update. I'm gonna take all this shit off of here. I got a couple bolts in the head, so that'll flip around, and then I'm gonna put the oil pan on and the timing cover. No, I might even throw the front seal in. So, all right. See you in a little bit. All right, putting the pan on now. Already got the timing cover tightened down. You know, I torqued it by using the elbow method. Once it snaps your elbow, it's torqued. So I'm gonna tighten this down. You get the point. I'm putting that oil pan in. Alright, there it is. Oil pan's on. Now I gotta flip it back over. This is gonna be hard. Those heads are heavy. Alright. Maximum effort here. Don't want to cut my hands. I need a helping hand. before he can do it again. And that right there is why when you're 40 years and up, older, you should go to the gym. Mama didn't raise no pussy. Alright. Timing cover, check. Oil pan, check. Now we gotta pull this all back apart. And get cleaned up, and then gaskets, and then I need to get head bolts. I got a couple holding it in right now, but I want to get new ones because they do stretch, and I'm pretty sure these were high mileage heads. They are 8082 heads, so nothing special, just a plain Jane. The guy that had before me, pretty sure he didn't know his ass from his fucking elbow. So he's like, yeah, those heads are probably they've already been machined. So who knows what the fuck he did with them? This block, who knows? I just want to see if it runs. I ain't throwing that much money at it. Shouldn't blow it. I mean, if anything, I'd be out of block and maybe some pistons. The rest of it, whatever. I would like to make sure the aluminum intake stays healthy, but hopefully if anything goes, it's going to be in the bottom end. And maybe screw up these heads. I don't really care. Or it might just run. You ever thought about that? I mean, it could just run. It is a small block Chevy, so... Alright, anywho, I'm going to pack it in for tonight. I got to get head bolts, and then we're going to slap this whole engine together and start about thinking about getting Fred out, because it is fall. Here's my carbon-tator that I'm putting on it. Or something like that. I am missing the rod for the accelerator pump. I don't know how that got lost in translation, but anyway, I do like to keep this thing covered somewhat so I can keep the stink bugs out. These are the shitty cork gaskets I was talking about. That I'm going to use the same style as the oil pan for these, because like I said, they are reusable. There. Alright. I'll probably see in a little bit here when I'm just going to keep rolling along here on these videos, put them together, so, and try to give you somewhat of a timeline. Like today is October 14th. Started putting things together like 2 weeks ago, I think. So, alright, see you in a little bit. Also, I told you they in that big box over there. Give me another Rock Auto magnet. This will go on the door. So, alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, continuing on with the shit show that it is this turd of an engine. One thing I didn't show you guys is I got this. I might have showed it to you, but it's a Edelbrock Performer dual plane. Nothing too special. It's not the air gap like I got on the big block, but it'll do. I got the median surface all cleaned up. About to throw that on. The heads are torqued down. They picked up the Felpro reusable valve cover gaskets because, I mean, let's be honest, I'm going to be pulling the head or the valve covers off again at some point. So got these. I don't know if I've shown you, but I got the Edelbrock valve covers. My son actually bought these at a swap meet. Got the old cork shit on. Hey, Pumpkin. Come on in. So, those will be going on soon. One thing that, before I seal those up, though, is I need to get rocker arms. But I actually need to get them. I got rocker arms on the 305. I think I'm just going to pull those off, slap them on here, so that way everything gets sealed up. I mean, you start getting transmission bolted together and everything, and then get the truck pulled around because it's getting to be winter time. And Pumpkin's going to be helping me tonight. And yeah, all this car's got to get winterized and stuff, so I'm going to get to work on this. Honor's going to help me, and we're going to go from there. And then tomorrow probably, I got to winterize my boat, so I might do a little bit of that on this video too. And might give you a tour of the new truck that I got. So stay tuned for that. All right, we got the intake on. That took some doing because I forgot to put the lifters in, because of course I did. So I had to pull it back off and then throw the lifters in. I remembered that as I was thinking of which bolt goes where on the intake, because you got short ones, you got long ones. You want to make sure that you put the correct intake bolts in, because you could put one in that's too long and it'll hit your push rod. Don't ask me how I know that. Anyway, so now we got the intake on. We're going to put push rods in. On small block Chevy 350, I think the same on 305. Push rods are all the same length. These are the used ones that came out of it. They all look fine. They weren't bent or anything like that. So I'm going to slap them in. And I also have this 305 motor sitting over here. If you can't see, sorry. 305. We pulled the rocker arms off of that. So we pulled the rocker arms off of that. And we got one left over there that she's monkeying with. And we're going to use those on the 350 because I'm cheap and don't want to buy new rocker arms, even though they're not that expensive. So I'm going to wipe these down and throw them in. Like I said, they're the same size. But I did mark them front and back. There we go. Yeah. So fronts go in the front, backs go in the back. If I wipe them down, I just mean with a little bit of some rags here. And sounds like the warden's coming out. Let's do one at a time and shove them in.
I'm back. You work. Shh. Oh my God.
All right, we're gonna put the rocker arms on now and do the the thing, the lifters and the zero lash stuff. This. Yep. All right, so it's the next day, and got some work. We got some more work done on 350 last night. My daughter and I were working on it. Got the intake all bolted down. The heads are bolted down. Stole the rocker arms off the 305, because why not? Did zero lash on all the push rods. If you don't know how to do that, check out Derek at Vice Grip Garage in one of his older videos, back when he was living in Minnesota, I believe. He explains and goes through how to do it. That's what I did on my big block, and it worked out perfect. So that's all done. Getting pretty well buttoned up on it, and now I'm going to be working on winterizing stuff. And the warden wants to join me. So first I'm going to show you the new truck, because I got the boat out front. I got to get that winterized, so I'm going to be working on that. So stay. All right, so here's the 350. Like I said, got it all buttoned down. Need to get a spacer for this carburetor, because this is a square bore carburetor, and that's a spread bore intake. So you can tell it's a square bore because it's got 4 same size holes, or whatever the butterflies. Yeah, you got a secondary and primary. They're the same size. On a spread bore, they would be small. What do you call it? Initial whatever's. I can't remember now. Anyway, and there's a larger one for like the kickdown, and that's why you have spread bore intakes like this. So I got to get a spacer for that, an adapter. I also got to get throttle linkage kit for this. You can get them at O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto Parts or CarQuest, where I usually go through. But this is all bolted down and torqued. I do have a distributor for it over there. Apparently my kid's here. So anyway, that's that. Now I'm going to show you the truck. Alright, so here's the new truck. I sold the old Duramax, the old one, the 08, and I got myself a 21. But this time, it's a Jimmy. Always wanted a GMC, so now I got one. So, like I said, it's a 21. This one is a 1-ton. It's got everything that I wanted, besides the fact that it's not black, but I can live with that. It's got a nice topper, leather cooled seats, all the fancy stuff. Not quite as fancy as the new ones with everything being touchscreen, but yeah, it's a nice truck. This one's only got about 56,000. 175, and it's a 17.5 foot. My last boat was a Bass Tracker, Protein 175. I needed something bigger, and this one is definitely bigger. It sits in the water pretty good. Powered by a 90 horse Mercury. It's a little underpowered. I'm thinking about getting a 150 for it. That is the max for them. It's a saltwater motor, meaning that it sits lower in the water. It's got that extra section on the lower unit that extends it down, so that way it doesn't create as much cavitation when you stop, so you don't have to have the splash guards, so water never comes over the back when you stop. So it's kind of made for big water. I got a Terova trolling motor, set coordinates and stuff like that with it. I do have a Humminbird Helix 7, but that comes off in the wintertime because I use it for ice fishing. So anyway, that's kind of the update. I'm gonna get the town winterizing this. What I'm gonna do is, I usually take it somewhere, but I figured all I gotta do is fog down the motor, clean it out, disconnect the batteries, and drain it. I don't change the gear oil or anything like that. It's fine. Never had an issue with it. My other boat, and I had that for like 10 years. So yeah, I figured I'd save myself some money this year and just do it myself. And I'm also going to clean it. I'm waxing it. So yeah, next I gotta do an oil change on the Chevelle. We'll do an oil change on my motorcycle. Get those ready to go to bed for winter. So maybe I'll do a video on that next. So all right, we'll see you later.